What's up? What's up, good people? T95 Sports. Hey, man, it's a lot. Wow, the draft last night, man. And the seems like, well, not even seems like the focal point. Oh man, is Shedeur Sanders, and him not being drafted in the first round. I was kind of sure that Pittsburgh was going to take him at that 21st spot, I believe, and that was a shocker to me when Pittsburgh didn't draft him. I knew that was it for the night. Yeah, honestly, I tried to stay up longer. I ended up going to sleep before it was over. I just tapped out. What's happening right now, honestly, to me, is layered with different things, right? You have a lot of different components that you could, or possibilities, so to speak, of what's happening right now with Shedeur Sanders being drafted or not being drafted in the first round. A lot of different components. You got, one component where it seems like the league is, maybe trying to break him before he gets into the league. Like, hey, don't think we need you like that, or so to speak, or whatnot. You got another component where the Giants have never drafted a African American quarterback. You got that component, which is, really, honestly, that's really sketchy to me, and not just because I'm African American, but if you really look at it, you're like, come on, bro. It's been plenty of quarterbacks. You had a capable quarterback, and nothing against Jackson Dart, which is a pretty good quarterback out of Ole Miss. Certainly nothing against him. He's very draftable. I believe a first round talent. I don't think he's as talented. Well, I'll put it like this. I would have went with Shedeur over Jackson, maybe by not even this wide margin, maybe. But yeah, Shedeur definitely would have been my pick. But you had that component. You got the component about Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Some may see him as overbearing, a parent, or hey, we don't want you and your dad, or trying to control narratives or anything like that. It's a lot of different ways, a lot of different things that you can, possibilities, like I say, that you could pull from this situation. At the end of the day, I believe that the young man has a very bright future, that whatever team drafts him that he goes to is going to be better significantly because of that, because he's there. I don't think that when they talk about God or mention God, that it's for a show or it's for cameras. Plenty of people do that, and yeah, it's just automatic because it's the right thing to say, or if you want people to think you're nice or something like that. I don't think that. I've watched them from when they made it to Jackson State all the way up to now, and they have been the same. Now, I ain't been behind closed doors or nothing like that, but from what I can tell, the rhythm, the cadence, the language, it has all been consistent. So, at first, he could go number one and this and that. And then as it gets closer, of course, he'll go to spin doctors, and he'll go whoever the league or owners, GMs, and hey, this is how we're going to do it. Another component that I think is relevant too is that if Shedeur Sanders went number 2 in the draft, I think, or number 3 in the draft, because it was, but he's going to go behind Travis, But I think that if Shedeur Sanders go number 3 in the draft last night, then, I think it was going to be quite a few TVs that was going to go off. I believe it was going to be quite a few TVs that would, on tonight at 7 o'clock, wasn't going to be on the draft. You see what I'm saying? That's another perspective, a strong one that I have, that I really think that a part of it is about ratings. Because how many people are going to be watching that are not Colorado fans, that are not Jackson State fans? How many, if they made sure, I know this is a bit of a rant, but they made sure that almost in every other phrase, for 32, almost 32 picks outside of Cam Ward, but even then, they still made sure that they talked about Shedeur Sanders in some kind of way. A part of his drama, the ratings, all this type of stuff. So you don't think he's going to get drafted tonight? It would be another surprise, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me because it's the big bad NFL. That he go tomorrow. He go with his brother or something like that, or I don't know. But at this point, but you don't think that heading into next season, that it is, you talk about drama, you talking about stories, the build up. Next season is going to be absolutely bonkers, especially if he's starting for a team, or the starting quarterback gets hurt and now he has to play and this and that and the third. I just hope and pray that he gets into a right situation with a good coach, with good good management, a good administration as far as the team, ownership, and all of that stuff, so that he gets a fair shake, that there's no foolishness because of who he is and who he's connected to. So, of course, I hope for the best. I hope he gets drafted. I hope, out of all of this craziness, I hope that Jacksonville jumps up and get him, so he'd be with Travis at this point, and then draft Shiloh in like the 6th round and put him on the same team. Go get Jimmy Horn or somebody. I mean, there's some flat out craziness that a team would be bold enough to say, hey, I know we went this route. I know it went like it went, but we're going to do something different. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and I'm going to leave you with this. I got to get back to work. Lunch break. I got to eat. At the end of the day, man, I had this air loud crap. At the end of the day, real talk, greatness breeds adversity, right? Greatness breeds adversity. Check it. We just came out of, last weekend was Easter weekend. I typically don't like to, just say Easter, because reality is resurrection. Jesus Christ he died and was rose from the grave. God raised him for our salvation. Greatness breeds adversity. There is nothing great done. There is nothing great done without adversity. Transforming your life. This is not even about football. This is just about life, period. Anything you're going to do great, you're going to have adversity. And sometimes we can, and the Bible says this, that we go from faith to faith and glory to glory, right? An upward trajectory, ascension. But there's still dips, just like the stock market. There's still dips where you go up, come down. And this is one of those moments, I believe, that Shedeur and really, I would say the Sanders family is experiencing. That they're still on the way up, no doubt, but just hit a little dip, right? But they're still on their way back up. And this is not only just fuel for the fire, but there's a lot of lessons to be learned, adversity, gaining more mental toughness, and knowing that in spite of everything, that God still has a plan. I don't care. God still has a plan. It's going to come to fruition. He's going to be a great quarterback, and it is going to be fun to watch and to see and all of that good stuff. And listen, people talk about Colorado, this, that, and the third, and prime coaching and this and that. Y'all watch and see. Y'all better watch out. Colorado going to come out mad too. You did our boy like that, But, man, y'all have a blessed one. An awesome Friday. And try not to get too high, too low, and all this draft madness. It is fun to watch, but let's keep everything in perspective, right? We know what it is. All right. Have a blessed one. Peace.